There comes a quiet moment after 70 when a man realizes that life is no longer asking him to rush forward, but to slow down and listen. Not to what the world expects, but to what his heart has been carrying all along. If you felt that shift, you're not alone. Many men reach this stage feeling a mix of emotions they rarely speak about. Pride in having endured. Regret over what couldn't be changed. Loneliness that arrives unexpectedly. And a quiet question that lingers in the background: what now? Today is not about fear or urgency. It's about understanding. Because after 70, certain life changes arrive whether we expect them or not, and learning to meet them gently can bring surprising peace. One change that often appears is a different relationship with time. Years ago, days felt long and plans stretched far ahead. Now time feels more precious and sometimes heavier. I once spoke with an older gentleman who said mornings had become his favorite part of the day, not because he had plans, but because they were calm. He learned that time after 70 isn't meant to be filled, it's meant to be felt. The lesson here is simple but powerful. You no longer need to chase time. Let it come to you. Sit with your coffee a little longer. Walk a little slower. There is wisdom in not rushing. Another change is the way the body speaks. After 70, the body becomes more honest. It reminds you of limits you may have ignored for years. A man who once worked without rest may now need pauses, naps, or gentler routines. This isn't weakness, it's communication. One man shared how he stopped fighting his body and started listening to it. In doing so, he found less frustration and more respect for himself. The lesson is compassion. Treat your body not as a machine that's failing, but as an old friend asking for care. Then there is the quiet shift in social circles. After 70, friendships may thin out. Some people move away. Some pass on. Some simply drift. This can leave an ache that's hard to describe. A widower once said the evenings were the hardest, not because he was busy, but because no one asked how his day was. Yet over time, he learned that connection doesn't always come from many people, it comes from meaningful ones. A short call, a shared memory, a nod from a neighbor. The lesson here is that loneliness is not a personal failure. It's a human experience, and it deserves kindness, not shame. Another change many men feel is a deep reflection on the past. After 70, memories surface more often. Things done. Things not done. Words said and words left unspoken. Regret can visit quietly, especially at night. I remember a man who carried guilt for being too busy when his children were young. For years it weighed on him. Until one day he chose forgiveness not from others but from himself. He wrote letters he never sent, spoke words he never said, and found peace in honesty. The lesson is this: reflection can heal when it's paired with self-forgiveness. You are more than your mistakes. And finally, there is a shift in purpose. After 70, purpose often changes its shape. It's no longer about proving worth, it's about presence. Being there, listening, passing on wisdom. A grandfather once said his greatest role wasn't what he did in his career, but how he showed patience with his grandchildren. Purpose doesn't disappear with age, it becomes quieter, deeper, and more meaningful. The lesson is that your value has not expired. It has matured. If you're listening to this and feeling unseen, let me speak to you directly for a moment. Your life has mattered. Your struggles were real. The weight you carried, often in silence, was heavy, and you carried it anyway. If there are fears about the future or regrets about the past, know this: you are allowed to rest now. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to forgive yourself for surviving the best way you knew how. There is dignity in aging, and there is honor in your story. There are a few gentle steps that can help bring more peace into this season of life. Begin each day with one quiet moment just for yourself. No noise, no pressure, just breath. Reach out to one person, even briefly, and let yourself be seen. Move your body in a way that feels kind, not demanding. Speak to yourself with the same respect you would offer an old friend. And finally, allow yourself to enjoy small things without guilt: a warm meal, a familiar song, a peaceful afternoon. As this chapter continues, remember that aging is not a closing door, it's a narrowing of focus toward what truly matters. You are not fading. You are becoming steadier, wiser, and more deeply human. Your presence still carries weight. Your voice still carries meaning. And your life, exactly as it is worthy of respect. If this message brought you comfort, consider joining our community. You are not alone. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Graceful Aging for more gentle wisdom and new videos that support your journey.